So grab your headphones, let the journey start. With Suzy's Vegas tales, she's stealing the heart. In the city of dreams, let's laugh and play. Suzy's Las Vegas podcast, come join the sway.
Well, hello, we're back again, and I've got a great show. We're going to talk about real estate today. And she's going to talk about her family, how she got involved, and I know you're going to be excited. So if you like our show today, be sure to like, subscribe, and share. And with me today is Laura Harbison, Realty Executives, and I'm really excited to have her on. Hi, Laura. How are you?
Great. Thanks for having me on today.
Yeah, I love your outfit.
Oh, thank you.
Perfect. I love the red with the red and black.
Coordinated.
Beautiful. Yes. Awesome. So tell me, how long have you been in the real estate business?
I got my first job at a real estate office on December 15th, 1986. So
You were
a very
two-
long time.
you were 2 years old.
I was 2.5. Yeah, no, I was old enough.
So
but,
what made you go into real estate?
It was kind of an accident.
Okay.
So I was in college and looking for a job that was flexible around school schedule and, having to support myself.
Here
and
in
all.
Las Vegas?
Here in Las Vegas. I was going to UNLV.
Okay.
And my major was quantitative management systems with an emphasis in operations research.
Oh, wow.
So lots of studying.
Yeah.
But a couple of my sorority sisters worked at a real estate office.
Okay.
And they said, they're hiring. You should come in and apply. And
Yeah.
I knew nothing about real estate. We moved a lot. My family was military, so I went to 3 high schools in 4 years in 3 different states.
Oh.
Yeah, we moved constantly, but
Then you finally stayed here in Las Vegas.
absolutely, yeah, landed here at the end of high school and then went to UNLV and stayed. But applied for that job and got hired and started learning.
1986.
1986.
Well, you've been around a little bit then, haven't you?
Yeah, sold a house or 2.
Uh-huh. So your family, tell me a little bit about your family. Are they involved in your business too?
Of our 7 children, none of them have had any interest in being in real estate. They said, no, you work too hard. You work too many hours.
Yeah.
And because it really is a 7-day-a-week proposition. I mean, our
Sure.
office is open 7 days a week, including holidays. We have a human answering the phone 24 hours a day.
You do?
We do.
Oh, that's wonderful.
So, it makes a difference. People, in a world where everyone gets to talk to machines,
Yeah.
I let them talk to people.
That's fabulous.
So, really
because
sets
normally
us
you
apart.
don't see that too much anymore. Well, what
Right.
about you're married and you've got 7 children. So does your husband work in real estate with you also?
He does. He does. We run the office together. I run the inside operations. He runs the outside operations.
Okay. And what is your husband's name?
John.
Okay. Hi, John.
Yeah. he's
There
up
he is, right there.
There he is on the screen.
And the 7, I'm sure Rick is going to show us
Yeah.
the picture of the kids. There they
well,
are.
no, that is actually
No?
our team.
That's your team.
That's our
Okay.
team. Yeah, that's some of our administrative assistants and buyer's agents.
Well, you've got quite a. Oh, there's your kids right
Yeah,
there.
there's some of them. Yeah, they couldn't all make it over that day. We've got one that has lived in Seattle for 12 years now, and and another that's working. He's the one of the transportation managers for the Fountain Blue, and
Oh, wow.
so he's at work 7 days a week too. So I kind of giggle because I'm like, well, you didn't get too far from that from that structure, did you? But
They're beautiful pictures,
yeah,
beautiful
thank
family.
you.
Absolutely wonderful.
Thank you. They're good kids. We've been very blessed, very
Yeah.
lucky.
So the company that you started with, what company was that?
I was originally with Americana Group Better Homes and Gardens.
Okay.
So I started there in 1986, and I
Okay.
stayed there until April of 97.
All right.
And then in 1997, I moved to Realty Executives.
Okay.
So, and then
Well,
about...
that's a big company. Realty Executives. They're well known all over the city.
Well, and we're an international company. We're in all 50 states. We're in lots of different countries.
Okay.
And I am the franchise owner for this, for Clark County.
Oh, you are?
I am,
Well, when did
so-
you take over?
About 8 years ago.
Okay.
About 8 years ago.
Well,
so-
congratulations.
Yeah, so
So
it's
you
good.
just kept moving on up. That's wonderful.
Yeah. It's been good.
So, what do you sell homes all over Las Vegas? Or
Absolutely.
what about Pahrump and Boulder City and all that too?
We're taking a buyer out to Pahrump tomorrow.
Oh, wow.
We were just talking about Boulder City at the office meeting this morning, and
Yeah.
we've gone as far as Laughlin. We've gone a little bit outside the area for some people, especially when it's like a past client and they've got a relative or something that needs us to stretch a little bit further. Occasionally Mesquite. Places
too?
like that, but
Really?
mostly, mostly the greater Las Vegas area.
Yeah.
Our office is in Henderson. I do specialize in the age-restricted communities all over the city.
Oh, you do?
So I'm, Sun City Summerlin, Sun City Anthem, Sun City McDonald Ranch, Sun City Aliante, the various Solera properties, Stallion Mountain, Solera at Anthem.
Okay.
So, but I also do luxury properties,
Okay.
country club type properties, and
Okay.
really, I help everyone.
Okay.
They have a little condo, great. They have a giant custom home, great.
Yeah.
They have a
So
custom
you don't
building
turn
lot.
anybody down?
Absolutely not.
Yeah. So
Absolutely
what's your
not.
favorite thing? What, when you get into this, what's your favorite type of sale or, that's a broad question, I know.
Yes, well,
but,
Everyone is different.
yeah.
And one of the things I love about my job is I get to meet so many interesting people, so many nice
Mm-hmm.
people, and hear their stories and hear about their life and live through their experiences too.
Yeah.
Growing up in a military family, I had to be a little bit of a chameleon where moving all the time was always having to I was the new kid every year.
Sure. Make
You
new
know,
friends continually.
Absolutely. So
Yeah.
that's what I'm used to and that's what I like.
Yeah.
So it's been great, and I settled into the niche with the 55 plus
Yeah,
communities.
that's a big business, isn't it?
It is, and it's a little different from the
Yeah.
perspective of the specialized needs. You figure you go through this cycle. The first time buyer, and then the move up buyer, and then
Yeah.
going into the retirement, and then on into assisted living. So
Right.
lot
Do you
of,
do assisted living too?
I help people transition into
Oh,
the
wow.
assisted living. Yeah. So, and again, certain things come with the territory with the 55 plus. A lot of times I'm helping the family. I mean,
Yeah.
it's not uncommon for someone to help mom or dad or both move to be close to them. It's probably one of the most common reasons why people are selling their
Oh,
homes
yeah.
in those communities.
Absolutely.
And they are going into a small apartment or what have you. They take what they need. They send me the keys, and then I just handle everything from there, be it an estate sale or donations or, having, maybe the house needs cleaning, painting, carpet. I have a property management license as well, so I
So
can
you have a separate company that takes care of all these things too?
Well, I have a system of vendors that we work with, and we coordinate.
Mm-hmm. That's
we
good.
coordinate so that
Yeah.
so we can help with every aspect.
Mm-hmm.
And usually they want to sell the property. Sometimes they want to rent the property out. We can do that. So we really are trying to hit all of their needs, including some that are not really real estate,
Mm-hmm.
but it's part of the package. Because people don't know. They don't know who they can donate to. They don't know what do I. They have a whole house full of beautiful
Right.
possessions and
What do I
no
do?
use for them anymore.
Yeah.
I know who can auction them or sell them
Yeah.
or what have you, and just help the family through those steps so they can concentrate on what's important, concentrate on, their family
Sure.
members.
Well, there's so many parts to this, a lot
Mm-hmm.
of moving parts. Wow.
Yeah, that's why we have to stay open 7 days a week. Most of my clients don't want to talk to a machine, so they get a
No.
human even at 3 a.m.
Yeah.
And human used to be me. I do have someone else answering the phone at 3 a.m.
I was
now.
going to ask you that.
For a lot of years it was. I would wake up with the phone in my hand.
Yeah.
Because people are like, oh, I didn't think someone would answer at this
Yeah.
time. We always answer. We always answer because that's what people need.
Well, sure.
Yeah. Give that a little bit of extra
Yeah.
service.
Yeah. That's wonderful, honestly. So you're from soup to nuts. You have everything, don't you?
Mm-hmm. We do. We do.
Wow.
And I've got wonderful people working for me. And
What about most of your employees? Did they come with Realty executives, or did they come with you, or how did this work?
Well, and I do. My brokerage secretary actually was the brokerage secretary for Realty Executives years ago. She left, and I got her back.
Okay.
Which is great.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, and a lot. I've had a lot of really long-term employees over the years. So I always joke that it must not be a terrible place to work if people are staying 10 to 20 years.
Yeah, yeah,
So-
they must like you.
So it must work. It must be okay. And
Well,
yeah,
you take, see, it sounds like you take good care of them.
yeah, well, and they're wonderful, dedicated people who really care about our clients, and we all spend so much time together.
Yeah.
And as we mentioned, my husband works in the business with me.
So
A couple
you
of our kids have over the years, but not too much. My
Yeah.
parents used to work for us. I mean, they're in their 80s. They're
Oh, they worked
retired
for you
now.
too?
They did for a lot of years.
Wow.
And so yeah, definitely a family affair. But
Yeah.
at one point, I think I had 26 people on the team. At this point, we're 12. So we're about half that. But that's a good number.
It's manageable.
It's
at
manageable.
12.
It
Yeah.
is. It's manageable, and everyone has something very specific that they do for the clients. When someone hires us, they get all of us. And they're going to, whether they're talking to people on the phone or actually meeting some of the people
Sure.
in person.
Sounds like that.
We're there to help them. We tell people whatever you need. I mean, it's not uncommon for my husband to be out at 8:00 at night looking for a hearing aid battery for someone. So we do what we got to do.
Yeah.
Make sure everybody's taken care of.
Well, what I'd like to touch on, you touched on something interesting. To go from a big house, your first time home, then your second, then you have the big house, and then to go from, because we're all getting to that age where we're older, to go from the big house into a 55 plus. What do you have like a list that you check off?
I do.
And is it good for like the clients? I mean, if they want to find out how to do this, are you able to send them things like that?
I do. I will share anything.
I would love to hear, how to make this work.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely. We've got a couple of different checklists that we give people up front. One is a moving checklist, all the things they to try to help them not forget any of the little things, like
That's good.
forwarding their mail at the appropriate time, and all
Right.
those types of things. We have another checklist, preparing the home for sale.
Okay.
All the different things to think about, and it's different when you're selling the home versus just living in the home. Everything
right.
from
Yeah.
how to arrange things, make sure that all the walkways are open. Light bulbs. People do not understand how important
Oh, they're huge.
the light is. Yes.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people are living, they like it, darker. They have the softer bulbs and all. But
Yeah.
when you're selling your house,
You want bright.
Bright sunlight.
Yeah.
Yes, bright sunlight. And what I can take someone to see two houses of the exact same floor plan, and one has the dim light bulbs and all, and one has the really bright, and they'll not like one and love the other one. They're the same house. It's literally people buy homes that make them feel good, where they feel at home and they feel happy.
Sure.
So you want to
Absolutely.
bring up the happiness, so
Yeah.
and so you don't have to spend a lot of money to
Well, see, these are
prep
good
the house.
tips. Yeah. That's what we should talk about, some of the tips, and make sure we put your number down every time, so people are going to call you and, let
Happy to
Laura take care of it and her crew. Absolutely.
Absolutely. And a lot
Yeah.
of times, a lot of people plan for a while before they move to their retirement home. So I will provide any information up front that people ask for, including my vendor list. That's not a secret. It's not paid advertising. I don't get any money from any of them. I don't,
That's good to
Yeah.
know. Yeah.
Yeah, because I only want people on there that I've tried myself, that I feel comfortable with, that I don't feel are going to rip any, like overcharge
That's
and
important.
things like that. Exactly.
It's a big deal.
Yeah, I'd much
Yeah.
rather the client got a lower price than, I don't, I'm not looking to get anything from it. They can tell them where they got the name, or they don't have to, because again, it doesn't affect me in any way. And it's just people that I feel good about, comfortable about. I've, vetted them, and,
Sure.
but I still want feedback because,
Right.
things can change. People's
Yeah.
employees can change. You just
Absolutely.
never know.
Yeah.
And so, I'm always putting people on, taking people off. Sometimes the business shuts down, people retire, what have you, and I'm finding new
Absolutely.
people. But
Yeah.
yeah, so.
So how long does it take, Laura, from start to finish? Like say we just talked about, we're going to look. I know we're going to look at some of the pictures too. Rick will start bringing those out while we're talking. But from start to finish to selling a home, what's a realistic number of days or months that you talk to people about?
Well, and it kind of depends on the situation.
That's Fountainhead Circle.
Oh, yeah,
in
that's a
Henderson.
home in Anthem Country Club.
Yeah.
Gorgeous home. Just putting that
Oh,
on
it's
the market in about
beautiful.
it's coming live in about 2 weeks.
Okay.
That's when all the advertising will hit, and it is beautiful. They've
It looks gorgeous.
done a lot of updating. It's got a huge lot, beautiful pool and spa. I mean, they've lots of closet space. One of the things I really
Is
like
that all
about
blue?
it.
It's white with blue.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's beautiful.
That's the way they.
Oh, I love the pool too.
It's very nice. And that's been all resurfaced and new pool equipment.
How big is that home, if you don't mind me asking?
Well, the first one we saw was 2,500. Now this is a townhome in La Mancha too, and beautiful
that's
property.
beautiful,
That's been
too.
recently remodeled, and that one is on the market now actually, and a little more central location. Beautiful,
Oh, it's
beautiful
gorgeous.
property. Yeah,
really,
beautiful property.
really nice.
And so that one's available to see today.
What is that selling for?
Well, that one they have it up for $444,600
Okay.
right now. This is the
All
asking
right.
price on that one.
Okay.
So now this is a property on Fragrant Spruce. Now that's actually in Silverado Ranch, which is a more central area. It's in a
Yes.
gated community. It has a beautiful lot, big pool and spa, sports court, little detached pool house. You can see the waterfalls there.
It's beautiful.
It's beautiful. And that's a big home. That's over 5,000 square feet. It's got a basement.
A basement in it. You normally don't see too many with the basement.
That's right. It's a
great.
tri-level floor plan, big rooms, beautiful kitchen. And it's been freshly painted. Now this one I can't do. This is Sun City Anthem. This one is just over 3,500 square foot, one story, has a
Okay.
city view. So it's
beautiful.
It's very upgraded, beautiful cabinets, countertops, professional appliances, big wraparound patio, and gorgeous home. Now, looks like this one. Okay, so this one is in Southern Highlands. And this one will be on the market. This one's actually, we were going to put it on the market sooner, but now it looks like it'll be the first week of April. And this one's $615,000. Beautifully remodeled, new flooring,
nice.
paint. Really, really beautiful home. So
Wow.
Yeah,
You've got
we went through those fast.
Yes, he did.
So those are just a few. I mean, that's just a handful of current properties.
Okay.
That are available for people to see and.
Well, when
all
peop-
over town.
Yeah, see, there's your phone number
Yeah.
and there's your
Yeah.
website and everything.
Yeah.
But when people contact you, what is a realistic amount of time to expect? Like you make the deal and you sign the papers and all that.
Well, from the time they get the offer to closing, 9 out of 10 times it's about 30 days.
30 days?
That's pretty normal. Now we can close a transaction in 5 to 7 business days if we need to. Most lenders now can do a loan in about 12 business days. Now that's a lot of rushing. I mean, they better have the all of your
Everything.
paperwork organized, get the appraiser right out there, whatever's needed to check all the boxes. But
Right.
but that's more the exception than the rule.
Okay, so generally 30 days?
Generally 30 days. It is negotiable. I mean, the buyer and seller have to agree upon a mutually, acceptable date.
Okay.
And there's certain things that have to be, from the time you get the offer, then you have the buyer's diligence period. The buyer gets to have whatever inspections they want to have, and do whatever investigation. That's their time, to make sure it's the right house and make sure they know what they're buying.
That's important.
Yeah, it is.
Absolutely.
And there's a homeowners association. They get a copy of all the documents to review. By law, they get 5 days to review those once we give them to them, and just to make sure they're comfortable with the rules and regulations and those types of things. And the buyer has to work on their loan, get an appraisal if one is necessary. We're seeing a lot more appraisal waivers these days.
Are you? What's an
Yeah.
appraisal waiver?
Well, sometimes the bank, they can run the numbers and see clearly that the property is worth, what the people are paying for. Sometimes if they're putting a very large down payment, it's all about risk assessment for the bank.
Of course it is. Yes.
Yeah, so so that's going to more and more automated systems than it had been previously. So about half and half on those now.
Okay.
And the home inspection, maybe there's some negotiation, maybe on repairs needed, or
Right.
a repair credit, something like that. The buyers typically want to do a walkthrough, prior to closing, make sure the house is still there, everything that's there is supposed to be is still there. Where if there were any repairs necessary, that those
Right.
repairs have been done, and they have the opportunity to see that for themselves. And then of course all the title company paperwork, lots and lots of papers. So
Sounds like it.
yes, it's very, very paper intensive. Lots of disclosures, lots of, just to put your house on the market, you're going to be signing and initialing about 52 pages.
52.
52, maybe more if there's like a solar agreement. I mean, there's
Yeah.
so many different things that have come into play now. Now there's
Yeah.
all the different types of solar agreements. Maybe they bought it, maybe they financed it, maybe they leased it, maybe they have a power purchase agreement.
Yeah.
There's those type. There has to be time to do those assumptions.
Sure. Absolutely.
Those types of things. There's a lot.
Yeah.
A lot of paper.
Sounds like it. Wow. So if somebody wants to get a hold of you, how are they going to get a hold of you?
Well, they can call me at the office, and again, we always answer at 702-777-1234. So lucky sevens for Las Vegas.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah. So, or they can email me at laura@harbisonrealestate.com. So it's just
Okay.
my last name, laura@harbisonrealestate.com.
Okay.
So, phone, email, whatever is comfortable for them. We have people stop in the office. Our office is at the corner of Eastern and Coronado Center. We're open 7 days a week, including holidays.
7 days.
Including holidays.
Wow.
So you want to stop in on 4th of July morning, come on in. But we'll be there. But
So what does all the team take, do you set it up where
I have
everybody
multiple
takes their-
I have multiple receptionists, so
Okay.
that way we can have that 7-day-a-week coverage, and with some overlap.
Yeah,
And
that's good.
and the administrative. Some of the people are Monday through Friday people,
Yeah.
especially the people that work with the escrow companies and the lenders and all, because that's what the banks.
Oh,
that's when
absolutely.
they need to be there.
Yeah.
I always I have a couple of agents that work with me as we are a team. That's I'm not referring people out. They get both of us, and so that way I can make sure if I have to be here, they can be there. I can be
Wherever you need to be.
wherever I need to be.
Yeah.
So when people want to sell their house, I meet with them personally. I don't, that's 100% of the time.
Good.
And so we just make sure everybody's needs get met.
That's good. And you mentioned one more time Boulder City and what, Mesquite?
And Pahrump, I mean, we will go that far. I mean, the Las Vegas Valley is our main so
Yeah.
Las Vegas, North Las Vegas, Henderson. Our office we're in Henderson, but we're very close to where Las Vegas and Henderson touch.
Okay.
I mean, it's not that many feet away.
No,
They're
kind of like
we're
next
right
door.
there. We're right
Yeah.
there just as you get to the edge of Henderson. So
Yeah.
so we're really pretty centrally located. We're right there. We can get to the 215. We can get places quickly.
Yeah.
And
So what are some of your opinions about the real estate market? Are the prices still going up? Have they leveled? Tell me, what we should be looking at right now.
Last year was, we had a little bit of appreciation, but not a lot. That is not uncommon for an election year. A lot going on.
Right.
And but we have already picked up considerably. The numbers just came out this morning. The appreciation in January in Las Vegas was 0.5%.
Really?
We did 0.5% average appreciation across the Las Vegas Valley.
Wow.
So we're busy. The phone is ringing. So
That's what you want to hear.
Yeah, when I leave here, I'm going straight to meet with a homeowner that called yesterday.
Yeah.
In Solera actually, and it's things are happening. A lot of people put off buying or selling, this last year, and interest rates. We're seeing interest rates back under 7 again.
Oh, we are?
Which is nice. Yep,
Oh,
we're in the
that's
6s.
good.
We're in the 6s.
Yes.
Yay. Which is really, historically, when I started in 1986, the interest rate was 14%. It had been as high as 18%.
Wow.
It was 10 years before we saw 9.9. So my first 10 years in the business was over 10, it was double-digit interest rates.
Wow.
And then, of course, when we hit the 7s, we couldn't even believe it.
Yeah.
When John and I refinanced our house at, like 7.875, because we had 10% before,
Yeah.
which was good.
Yeah.
And we
And then
were
you
so
brought
happy.
it down. Yeah.
And who
then
knew?
you were really singing
Yeah,
and
it
doing
was
the
like, oh my
dance, the happy dance.
Yeah. And then we got really spoiled by the extra low interest rates all these years.
Sure.
I mean, the interest rate on our house now is 2.25.
Yes, isn't that wonderful?
We did it just at the exact right time. I've only,
Yeah.
I mean, it was,
Yeah.
And, but, anything 8% or less really is a good interest rate.
Sure it is.
And, people ask, should they, I know people waiting, they want to wait for the prices to come down. Well, when the interest rates come down, the prices go up because
Yeah.
the competition increases.
Right.
It's all about
It's-
supply
yeah.
and demand.
That's right.
So, I've been telling people since last year, no, you're better off to get your house. You marry the house, you date the rate. You
Yeah.
marry the house. You can
Yeah.
change the rate.
Yeah.
But when the house goes up in price,
Yeah.
and with what we're expecting to happen this year, I mean, this should be a pretty strong year because of all the people that waited.
They're all out.
We've got to make,
Yeah.
we've got to, they're making up for lost time. So,
Yeah.
people should.
Well, you have a lot of
get
people
going.
coming over from California too, don't you?
We do, and we have
Yeah,
for quite a
I
few
was
years,
gonna
and
say.
now with the
Everything
the
that's going
unfortunate
on. Yeah.
fires and all.
Yeah.
And I think State Farm started handing out their settlement checks last week because the phone started ringing and it was all, because I even had some insurance agents call,
Sure.
wanting to know, what inventory, because they don't have places to put even if
Yeah,
they're rebuilding.
true.
That's
Yeah.
going to take 3 or 4 years.
Yeah.
And and some people are rebuilding and some people are not, and some people are just done with it.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah. Well, there's a
They're
lot to
coming.
think about. There really is. Yeah.
yeah.
So
lot going
what
on.
haven't we covered that you want to cover?
I am here to talk about anything you want to talk about. I am an open book. So if there's
Okay.
any, I'm good.
I
mean,
think we're pretty good, don't you?
I do.
Yeah.
I do. It's
Yeah.
been great. So
Yeah.
I appreciate you having me on today.
Yeah, I appreciate you coming on, but it's definitely a learning experience, like on all the different things.
Mm-hmm.
So if you said it's about a month from start to finish on the sale.
From the time you accept an offer to the time you close. So a lot of times people ask me, how long does it take to
Mm-hmm.
sell? The days on market are kind of all over the place because it depends on how aggressively you price it.
Right, that's a big deal too.
Yeah, and is the house vacant? Is the house not vacant? Those types of things. There's all
Sure.
these different things, which is why it's one size does not fit all.
That's true.
So
Yeah.
our goal is to meet each individual client's needs. Some people need more time. Maybe they need more time. Maybe they need 6 weeks to move. So as long as I know those types of things up front,
It makes it easier.
it does. Well, because we
Absolutely.
tell people before they even come, to come
Yeah.
to the house.
Yeah.
So
And if somebody's going to sell their home, possibly you want to go through it again, clean up your house, get rid of junk.
And we can help with
light,
all of
light,
that.
light, and
A lot of my appointments are going, they may not want to sell for 3 to 6 more months, but I'll go walk the house with them. We'll make notes. I went through, a home yesterday with a gentleman who, he's getting, their youngest daughter's getting ready to go to college, and so
Right.
he's wanting to put the house on the market in the summer.
yeah,
But we went through the inside and outside, room by room, and we made literally a punch list of about 15 different things.
that's good.
Yeah, so he has time to work on that.
Yeah.
And then I told him he wants me to come back in a month or two and see how he's doing, and and just make sure. I gave him referrals for various things that he didn't know who to call.
Yeah.
Got him set up and just told him to let me know if he needs additional help, and
Well,
be.
that's great.
Yeah, we'll be putting it on in June. soon as she goes to Reno.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? We tried to make it easy for you today. We really did. And I'm glad you came on. I really
Thank
am.
you.
I
Thank you. It's
learned a
been
lot.
fun.
Yeah. Hope to have you back on again.
Thank you. I'd love to.
An update of what's going on over at Realty Executives. And if you like the show, be sure and give us lots of thumbs up, and let's have Laura back on again. And really appreciate it. So like, subscribe, and share. This is Suzy and Laura. We're saying goodbye.
Okay, bye.
Bye-bye.
So grab your headphones, let the journey start. With Suzy's Vegas tales, she's stealing the heart. In the city of dreams, let's laugh and play. Suzy's Las Vegas podcast. Come join the sway.